Good morning. So I just sat down. I'm gonna do flat iron real quick. I washed my hair last night. I did do a hair video. I was gonna use the whole video and kind of like break it up and make it into clips and do a reel. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in the flat iron. But it was such a hassle to try and get through it, so I do have a video. I can post it. It just has no sound. I didn't do any talking. It was just really to kind of demonstrate how I did it, and I did make a lot of mistakes, and I did learn a couple things with that hairstyle that I would definitely do differently, but I definitely do it again, and I'm actually thinking about doing it we'll see, maybe Tuesday, because I'm also thinking about curling my hair tomorrow, and then just having that for a couple of days. I return to work on Tuesday. I'm very excited about that. It'll be the first time that I've been at work. Not the first time, because I've stopped in to say hi. I stopped in yesterday. It was really nice. I was with my mom. We spent the day together just kind of shopping and looking at consignment shops, which is like one of my favorite things to do. So we went to a couple consignment shops, and I had to get a prescription, and I always have them filled at my work, just so that if I'm at work I can grab it while I'm there. And so I'm just dry shampooing right now. I have this Kristen S. This one was about $13 at Walmart. This Dove also smells really good. This is fresh coconut. Another one of my favorites. This one's almost gone. I should probably use the rest of this, but I already started spraying. This one was about $6 at Walmart. I dry shampoo every day, regardless, especially on day one. So I just want to make sure I talk about that before I get too far ahead of myself. So yeah, I always fill my prescriptions at work, and that's just because if I'm there, I can just grab it on a quick break or, you know, whatever. And then I'm not making a special trip for it right now. Everything is a special trip because I'm not working. So yeah, I stopped in yesterday, which was really nice, and saw everyone. But I returned to work on Tuesday. I'm really excited about that. I was really excited to see everyone yesterday. And yeah, we were just kind of shopping around. But yeah, I get to go back to work on Tuesday. But I work early morning, so I work 5 to 2. And today starts day 1 of 75 Hard. I'm gonna try and vlog that. I don't know if I'll post it here because this I really was just trying to keep hair and makeup, but I can. So yeah, I think I'm going to vlog that, but today starts day 1 of 75 Hard. So that requires 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outside. I'm obviously not going to do that at 4 in the morning because it's still quite dark that early. We did just have daylight savings time, but it hasn't changed much for the 4 a.m. So if I do the curls on Monday, when I wake up Tuesday, I should just be able to throw some oil into it, and then fluff it up, and then it be good for the rest of the day. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, just to make it quick and easy. And then I'll probably just try a couple like curly hairstyles for the rest of the week, and then shampoo like Friday, today Sunday, yeah. So I'll probably shampoo like Thursday night, and then do something with it Friday morning, that, you know, flat iron and then style it in some way. So for today, I'm gonna flat iron, and then there was a super cute hairstyle I saw yesterday, which is just really like the top of your head, and I thought that was super cute. It looked really easy, so we'll try and do that together. So this might be a longer video than what I normally post, so it'll take forever to load to YouTube, but that's fine. And then I did just put my face cream on. My face still looks a little dewy, so it's still kind of setting in, but once that's done and we're done with the hair video, I'll I'll show you what I've been doing for my makeup, and we'll do a makeup video today also. I'll make that one separate just so that it doesn't take even longer to load, because it takes forever to load my videos for some reason, from my phone even. So yeah, we'll do that today. I'm gonna head to the grocery store and just pick up a couple things. And yeah, so part of 75 Hard is following a diet of some sort, and then making sure. So the biggest thing for me is I've done Weight Watchers for a long time, and I'm kind of like off and on with it. So I'll have like a good couple of days of tracking, and then I'll have 3 days of nothing. Tracking is the biggest thing for me, and being prepared. If I'm not prepared and I don't have, I can think on the fly with things, so I can quickly make a sandwich and be fine. But if I don't have bread because I wasn't prepared for that, then, you know, having those little things that are quick and easy to get ready is really important. And so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm prepared. Today's day one. I return to work this week. Obviously preparing lunch for work is difficult. Not difficult, it's just an extra step. It's just an extra thing to think about, and I want to take the thinking out of it. If I have today and tomorrow off, then I want to be prepared for the rest of the week, today and tomorrow. And then that way I set myself up to be successful. And so, you know, following a diet, making sure that you're tracking it, which is huge for me. A gallon of water. I'm a pretty good water drinker. Hey, don't start barking. I'm a pretty good water drinker. The 2 45-minute workouts, again, is going to be really difficult for me because I'm on the lifting restrictions, and it's really easy to overdo it. I did take about a week and a half off from working out, just because I had a cold. I still kind of have it, but it's not as bad as it was, and I had overdid it. And so, you know, I took 3 days off, got sick, and so it's been like a week and a half. So I'm going to try to get out, get a walk in today. It's really nice outside. Still a little chilly right now, but yesterday was like 52 degrees. It was so nice. So I'm probably going to take the dog for a walk. I'll do that later, before the night's out. So 2 45-minute workouts. One has to be outside. No cheat days. No alcohol, which is fine. We don't drink. And then, I have to read 10 pages of a book every day, which is no problem. I love to read. I just don't always make time for it. So again, today I will make sure that I have a couple books downloaded on my Nook. And then I do want to get, I'm a visual person. I don't know about you, but I like to see things in front of me. And so one, I want to get a calendar. I like to have a calendar in the gym so I can write down what I did that day. Whether it be, you know, hey, I did a cycle class and I did 6:45 on Beachbody. So I like to have a calendar, but then I thought it would be a really good idea. I saw somebody else do this when they were doing 75 Hard, is they numbered the Post-its 1 to 75, and then they hung it on the wall. And then every day they completed, they took a number off. Because with 75 Hard, if you mess up, so if you get all the way to 74, day 74, and you just have day 75 and you don't drink your gallon of water on day 75, at that point I would call it good. But say you're dedicated to it. I'm gonna have to be a little flexible because the weather here is still kind of cold and rainy and off and on, and so I'm not walking in the rain. But if you get to day 74 and you don't finish day 75, you're supposed to start over, and I don't want to do that. So I figured if I had the visual of 1 to 75 and every day I just pulled the number off, it would help kind of keep me motivated and keep me I want to keep going with that. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get some Post-its today. So I'm going to pause the video for just a second so you don't have to listen to my blow dryer. I've talked about this before in a couple of my videos. I like to put my dry shampoo in and let it sit for just a couple of minutes. So it's been just about 10 minutes or so, probably a little shy of that, just to let it kind of soak up the oil. And then obviously after I put it in, I kind of massage it around, and then after 10 minutes I blow dry anything excess out, because I don't want to leave that heavy on my head and in my hair, because after a couple of days of doing that, your hair is going to be really gross, and I want to try and keep it as clean as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and blow dry this out. So I'm going to stop the video for just a couple minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll flat iron together. Sorry, I was messing with the camera. I got a new mic because I was watching back some of my videos and you really can't hear me very well. And so I bought a mic that just connects into the USB. Well, I had to get an adapter for the USB-C, but anyways, it just connects to your phone and kind of helps amplify the sound because I wanted you to be able to hear me if I'm talking. And so I was watching back the video to make sure that you could hear me. It is better. Hopefully it's better on your end. Okay, so I've pinned it up. I just used an elastic today. You can use an elastic. You can use these little hair clips. These are really cheap. I think they were like $3 or $4 at Walmart for a pack of 6. Those are nice to have also. And I didn't turn on the flat iron. Note to self, turn on the flat iron. Okay, so turn on the flat iron. It helps when it's on. Yeah, so yesterday we went shopping. We spent the whole day just kind of doing some consignment store shopping, and just kind of spent the day together. I don't get to see my mom very often. She only lives about 40 minutes, 45. I think both of my parents live 45 minutes from me in different directions. And they're honestly not that far apart either. It's just the direction that you have to go in to get to their house. So yeah, we're only about 45 minutes from each other, and I go to Augusta often, but our schedules don't always line up. And she happened to have the weekend off. So yeah, we like to go consignment store shopping and clearance shopping. We find so many cool things on clearance. And sometimes it's like our only focus. What can we find on clearance today? It's just fun. It's just a fun way to spend the day without spending a ton of money. And I mean, and oftentimes, I don't know how many stores we walked into where we were just like, nothing here for us. We're good. We're not going to wait in the line. We're just going to go because we didn't find anything. And that's okay too. It's okay to just go window shopping. But I'm very much big on saving money and on a budget. And so if I can buy things on clearance or find things that are really nice at consignment shops, then I'll do that. So I did get some super cute tops that I'm really looking forward to. They're kind of fun spring colors. They're colors that are normally outside of my comfort zone. So I'm really excited about that. I'm sorry. I'm just waking up. Trying to start the day off and get going and get as much done as I can because I only have today and tomorrow. Not that I'm complaining because I'm so excited, but yeah. So I did get some fun pieces at the consignment shops. If it's something that you're interested in seeing, anytime I pick up anything like that, please let me know. It'd be hard to link it because obviously they're secondhand stores, but just, I thought they were cute. I might pick up some white t-shirts today from Walmart to just have on hand to wear under some of these. I know there's a shirt or two that I'm going to need a cami under, so I'll pick those up today too. And yeah, so just some fun spring colors that I wouldn't typically wear. I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase them, but they were cute and we'll see. So I'm gonna give those a shot. I bought a really cute, I guess you could call it a blazer. And it's in a fun like purple color. It's not quite a pastel, but not quite bright either. It's really cute. So what I'm doing now is I'm just flat ironing. If you've never flat ironed before, it looks like this. It's just a paddle. These two hot plates are hot. And so I'm just taking my hair, I'm placing them between the hot plates, and I'm pinching it together and just pulling it out. And the heat and the pressure straightens your hair. And so that's what I'm doing now, is I'm just kind of flat ironing. Ooh, I should have sprayed with the heat spray. That's not too late. Okay, I'm just going to take it down. So the heat spray, I have a couple. This Pantene Hot Mama, I talked about this in my last video. It's a heat-acted refreshing spray. I don't need it to refresh today because it's clean hair. It's day one hair. So I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to try to use up the last of this. This is Lange. I've talked about this in a couple of videos. It's kind of a pricey brand. If it's something you have to order online, I don't think you can purchase this in store. And it was a splurge for me. I've had it for a couple of years, but this is a Rival Heat Shield, and it just protects your hair from the heat because the heat can do damage to your hair, and obviously you don't want to damage your hair. So you just, if it'll work. Okay. I guess we're using Hot Mama because that won't work. So anyways, you just mist it over your hair. I always come up with it. Up, down. And then run your fingers through to spread it around if you feel like you need more in one area or another, because you can feel it in your hair. And it's not heavy, it's just a little damp. So I'm going to do a little more there. And then just spread it around. And then we start over. Okay. Ouch. Brush it. Ouch. I like to brush my hair before I start flat ironing because it gets knotty. And then it's really hard, and you should try it sometime for yourself. So not brushing it before you start flat ironing. It flat irons differently. And it almost kind of hurts for me to flat iron with messy hair. It gets caught, it like catches or whatever. It's annoying. So I always like to brush, and as short as my hair is, I'm surprised it got that knotty, but I did kind of mess it up. All right, there's that. I'm gonna get it together today, I promise. I wish I was like some people where they could just like crawl out of bed and be like ready to go. I used to be that person. I did. And now I just, I need like half a pot of coffee in order to be functional. So here's to that. That's so good though. Okay. So back to flat ironing. So yeah, we went shopping, we did that, and then I brought her home, and then I came home and had dinner with my husband. We actually went and got Subway, which was great. The first suggestion was Five Guys, and I love Five Guys, it's so good, but greasy food always gives me an upset stomach, and I always think in my head that I want it, and then I get it, and then I complain about it. So initially he was like, oh, you should grab Chinese food. I love Chinese food, it's my favorite food, but he's like, every time we eat it, you complain of having a stomach ache. And I was like, yes, it's just greasy. It just gives me an upset stomach. And so, you know, I don't always think about the consequences of it. But then he suggested Five Guys, which really isn't any less greasy. It's just as bad, if not worse. And so, Jackson, come here. Then he said, why don't you come home? Because at this point I was still like 40 minutes away or so. And we'll just get Subway. Such a good idea. Subway was so good. But Subway's gotten so expensive. And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's almost cheaper to go to a restaurant sometimes. I think his sandwich was like $13 and mine was almost $10. So I think we ended up spending close to $25, if not more, on 2 sandwiches at Subway, which seemed astronomical. And there really wasn't any more toppings on that sandwich than there was like if I had built the sandwich myself. And maybe it would have been cheaper if it wasn't one of the already like pre-made sandwiches that was listed on the board. I'm not sure, but I'm actually gonna try that next time I go. And just have him build the sandwich separately and see if it comes out to be cheaper, because yeah, it was like $9. It was expensive for a 6-inch. I just got a 6-inch thing. And it just had rotisserie chicken, so it wasn't anything particular. They did put the extra cheese on it, so maybe that's why, because the add-ons are more, obviously. So they probably factor that into the cost of the actual sandwich. So I'm not worried about being super perfect today, just because I talked about curling tomorrow, so it's really just to get through today. So the bottom half is done. The back, I have a couple things I do. I have this mirror here so I can check the back like this, like you do when you go to the hair salon. A lot of times I just go by feel. My hair is so thick that if one thing were kind of out of place, I would feel it. So I usually go by feel here. Ouch. So I'm going to pull some more down. It doesn't have to be even or perfect on either side because we're really just flat ironing and it's all going to get done. And then put this up so that it's not in our way, and then start with the next layer. We'll keep going. Yeah, so we went shopping, came home, had dinner, and then we just played video games the rest of the night. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I actually like to play Call of Duty. So we were playing together. He plays upstairs in our bedroom, and I play downstairs in the living room. We talked about buying a smaller TV and mounting it on the wall in the bedroom just so that when I'm up there I can play. With him and not be in separate rooms, but I don't mind sitting on the couch either. Get to play on the bigger TV. But yeah, we did that. Okay. So I think I'm going to meal prep some. I have some meals already like pre-made in the freezer. Typically if we're not going to eat all the leftovers, I'll throw it in a freezer container and I'll just toss it in the freezer so that if I need a quick lunch I can grab it. However, the meals that we prepped aren't, I don't want to say they're not Weight Watchers friendly, but they're already pre-made, so I can't just change out the Alfredo sauce for something different. And so I think the ones that we have in there are going to be higher in points, and so it's just going to be really difficult to incorporate that into my day, because if I have a higher point lunch, then the rest of my meals have to be low point. And so if you don't know anything about Weight Watchers, let me start there. So Weight Watchers is basically a point system. So every food, I shouldn't say every food, most foods have a point value attached to them. So the foods that don't are the ones that are lower in fat, they don't contain any sugar, anything like that. So like chicken, plain chicken, or chicken breast, I should say, because chicken thighs tend to have more fat, so then they tend to have points. So fruits, vegetables, those are all 0 points because they're healthy. They contain no fat, they're natural sugars. They want you to eat them. And so you're assigned a point value every day. So right now I have 23 points. And so I have to divide my meals up to equal 23 points. So if I eat a 0 point breakfast and then a 5 point lunch, then I have 18 points to eat for the rest of the day. So you get kind of creative with how you make food and prepare food, because you obviously want it to be lower in points. And so, you know, you typically gravitate toward lower fat. And I don't have a gallbladder, so processing fat for me is difficult, which is probably why I get such an upset stomach when I eat greasy food. And so yeah, you've got to kind of play it out so that you want to eat all 23 points, but you don't want to go over the 23 points. However, if you do go over, this is a good thing about Weight Watchers. So just say I decided that, you know, it's Friday and I have all these what's called over rollovers. So if I only use 20 of the 23, the 3 points will roll over to the next day. And then you have what's called weeklies. So you have, I think it's 35 weeklies that you can use every week for whatever you want. So if I went over the 23 by 5, it would take 5 of my weeklies and count it for that day. Sounds very confusing. I promise it's not. And so say it's Friday, I have 30 weeklies left and I want to use it. Obviously I want to eat my points. I can go to Dairy Queen and get ice cream. Now, is that an effective way to use your points? No, but if I wanted ice cream, I could incorporate ice cream into my day. If I wanted to divide those weeklies up by every day during the week and give myself an extra 5 points, I could count 28 points a day, use my weeklies throughout the week, and then not have such a strict day. And so, you know, I mean, there's ways. It just depends on how you want to do it. I like to use the 23 points and then use the extra 30 or 35 or however many it is toward, you know, those little things that I don't want to have to fight to work into my day. So little snacks here and there if I wanted to have, you know, 23 goldfish for 5 points. Just so you know, I'm not counting out 23 goldfish. I will take a handful and call it 23. But you know, the other thing that I find is if you weigh food, you actually get more for your points than you do if you count it out. And so I have a food scale and I use that too. So, you know, if I wanted to have some chips, or if I wanted to have some dip, or if I wanted to have ice cream, there are so many ways to get ice cream into your points. So it's not something I would use weeklies for, but that's a personal preference. Yeah, so the biggest thing for me is tracking. I don't track, but yeah, that's Weight Watchers basically in a nutshell. Chicken is 0, so I tend to eat chicken. Fish tends to be 0. I don't know about like tuna. I've never had tuna, but like salmon is 0. It just depends on what you put on top of it. So that's obviously got to be factored in to what you do. But yeah, so I can have, you know, salmon for breakfast. I could have salmon for lunch and then, you know, eat steak for dinner. Steak is obviously higher in points because it's higher in fat. Another fun fact about me is I don't eat a lot of red meat. It's not a fan. For a while, I really didn't eat meat at all. It just wasn't appetizing to me. I've since incorporated fish and chicken, but then sometimes, you know, you always get that craving for, maybe you don't, but every once in a while I get a craving for, you know, a hamburger or something. So, hey, you're too big to play with cat toys. Oh, you're playing with a cat. Jeez. Yeah. So yeah, I've got to get a book downloaded and get that ready today. I'm going to pre-make some meals to have on hand. And then check to see what we have in the freezer. I think I'm going to take a Sharpie, maybe some masking tape, and just write what's in there. Because for the most part, I know how it's prepared. My husband made a lot of those meals. He's really good about that. And so, you know, just try to figure out how they were made and try to like estimate the points, because there's a way in the Weight Watchers app that you can do what's called a quick add, and you can just type in the description and how many points it is, so you're not adding every ingredient, because that can be very tedious to do. So sometimes I'll just add it up in my head and do a quick add, just so much easier. So I think I'll do that, find out what we have in there. Like I think we have some chili in there. Chili is typically lower in points, depending on if he made it with turkey or hamburger. So I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, so just trying to get myself ready. Not concerned about today as far as like points. We have a lot of stuff on hand, a lot of quick and easy things that I can just pull out and use. So I'm not worried about not having anything to get through today. And then I think I'll track or do the 75 hard blog just to maybe kind of help hold myself accountable. But yeah, I want to get have a list of things I need at the grocery store and I keep adding to it. But yeah, I want to get a calendar for the gym so I can keep track of that. Yeah, so I'm going to go do that. I'm going to just run to the grocery store, pick up a couple things. I've got to get my son from our son from my brother's house. I'm using a little bit of that hair oil. As you can see, my hair is still a little almost kind of frizzy. So I'm just going to rub some of this through to kind of help get rid of that. I don't want flyaways all day. And so rub just a little bit of oil through. I'm going to find an oil for you guys that's inexpensive that does the same kind of effect as this oil, and I'll let you know what it is whenever I find it. I'll look at Walmart when I'm there, because this one thing, the oil, I think this one thing was like $10 to $15, and it's not. It's 2 full ounces. And so, I mean, it works great and it smells good, but it's not for most people to use. I mean, that's a splurge, because if you use that oil every day, you're gonna blow through that real fast. Okay, so quick, easy flat iron, little chit chat this morning. I'm gonna stop this video, start getting this one posted, and then I'm gonna come back in just a minute and do a makeup video. I'll show you what it is that I've been doing for makeup. Drink another cup of drink some of this coffee and make another cup so that I'm not yawning through the whole video. If there's anything particular you want to see, anything that you want me to do, please let me know. I'll bring you along for the curling video tomorrow. Gonna do the makeup video today. I'll vlog the 75 hard, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, think of anything else that you want me to do, anything you want to see, anything you want to hear, let me know below.